tolerate a person even showing one disrespect towards the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Every single Muslim needs to have that in his heart, that I will not accept anyone to show blasphemy or any derogative word towards the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Al Musliman, every single Muslim needs to have that in his heart. If, for example, आपके दिल में ये बात आए, और ये खैर है जी, कुल्लू खैर, he's saying it, doesn't bother me. Someone swear that the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in front of you, कोई हुजूर को गाली निकाले आपके सामने, आप चुप करके बैठे रहें. Listen, no problem. Hey, let him do it. It's his life, my life, his life. And if this happens in front of you, आपके सामने ये हो, और आप चुप करके सुनते रहें, and you don't even raise your voice, if this happens, for example, that's hard to say, this is the sign that our iman is at the most lowest of levels right now. हमारा ईमान इतना गिर चुका है कि हम हुजूर की इज्जत के लिए अपनी आवाज बुलंद नहीं कर सकते. We can't even raise our voices for the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Today you see out the Muslim world, whenever, for example, in France they burnt, in Sweden they burnt the Quran last year. You remember, पिछले साल उन्हें कुरान को जलाया ईद वाले दिन. On Eid day, they burned the Quran outside the masjid. कुरान को जलाया मस्जिद के बाहर ईद वाले दिन. और उम्मत ने क्या किया? What did the Ummah do? Our leaders, they're quiet, they're silent. Why? Because they sold their souls to the West. उन्होंने मगरिब को अपनी हर चीज बेच दी. They sold their lives to them. And whatever happens, they will not speak up. I'm giving another example. In Gaza was happening. Muslims have been martyred. Till now, approximately 45,000 people have been killed, out of which 15,000 are children. 15,000 बच्चे शहीद हुए, 45,000 बंदे शहीद हुए. और क्या हुआ? Muslims, we condemn this. We condemn this. That's only condemned. There's not the further step. What are you going to do? Why is this happening? It's because from our hearts, that love for the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is not there anymore. हुजूर की जो इज्जत की, नामूस की जो बात थी, वो दिल से निकल गई. And now what's happened, every country looks towards themselves. I don't want to get into trouble. I am not going to do anything. And we look towards our brother, he can do something. वो करेगा, I'm not going to do anything. That's the reality. And we, on an individual level, forget the countries, on an individual level, we exactly the same. कि बंदा अपना फायदा पहले देखता है, मुसलमान का बाद में देखता है. We are all like this. बंदा अपने जो कहते हैं ना पंजाबी अपना उल्लू सीधा हो जाए, तुझे दी मुंह मिट्टी प्लीज हो जाए, नो प्रॉब्लम. पंजाबी का मामला है, मेरा उल्लू सीधा होना चाहिए. और हम इसी तरह, we are like this, that we want my family comes first, my money comes first, दूसरा जो है वो कटे जाए, बड़ा गलत हो जाए, नो प्रॉब्लम. इस तरह नहीं. Musliman, a Muslim is he who likes for himself or he likes for his Muslim brother as well. Musliman wo hai. A Muslim should be like that. And the day we start doing that, that is when inshallah we will be successful. Allah Ta'ala hame apne Musliman bhai ka dard rakhne ki tawfiq ata farmaye. That we feel that pain. A Muslim is like one whole body. If one part of the body feels pain, the whole body feels that pain. But today we've become opposite. We've left the sunnah of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam of having that pain, feeling that pain from a Muslim brother. अपने भाइयों के लिए वो दर्द ही खत्म हो गया. We are like this. Inna lillahi wa inna ilaihi raji'un. I might be being very sour right now, but this is the harsh reality that we've come to. कि हमारे दिल में वो दर्द नहीं. We don't have that pain anymore. For example, the Gaza war started. People are crying. People had that dard. And my Muslims are being martyred. Is that dard still there? Do we still feel that same pain? Or are we just like, we'll let them go? It's their life or my life? And the harsh reality is, I mean this with you as well. Maybe you see me, I'm talking to myself here as well. Because we don't even bother about Gaza. I'm mentioning it, you will remember. But when the last time we actually went home and sat down and thought about our Gaza Muslims today? Yeah, hakikat hai, we need to ponder upon that point. Allah Ta'ala, we should make dua कि अल्लाह गज़ा के मुसलमानों को आज़ादी अता फरमाए, अल्लाह कश्मीर को आज़ाद फरमाए, Barma ko azad farmaye. All of these countries, Allah Ta'ala inhe izzat ata farmaye, that they can be successful just like any other country. And yesterday, if you've not heard the news, that the first time in the history of UN, the Palestinians were given a seat in the UN Parliament. For the first time in its history. First time. And then you see America was the first country to condemn that. The first country to say that yes, they sat down, but we don't see them having the full rights, they do not have the full rights of other countries. America was the first country. And our Muslims, they look towards America for their success. Success lies in the Sunnah of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Allah Ta'ala mujhe tawfiq ata farmaye. I don't want to be too sour today, but mawzu is tarah chad gaya towards ihtaram Rasul, respecting and honoring the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Agli cheez, next thing, that was the second right of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. The third right, haq, hukuk of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam upon this ummah is what? Showing love to the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Having that love for the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. Expressing that love for the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. For example, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala in the Quran, people ask Imam Sahib, which is the best seerah book to read on the life of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam in the English language. I brought it with me to show you. And everyone should buy this for their children in the English language. It's called The Life of the Chosen One by Mullah Abdul Mustafa Azmi alayhi rahmah. It's actually in Urdu but been translated into English. Buy this book. It's a 2-volume book. You can buy it from Amazon, I think for like £20. This is the best English seerah, most concise you're going to find out there. Buy this book and read this book, and you will know the life of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. खुद भी पढ़े, अपने बच्चों को भी कहें वो भी पढ़े. Read this book. मैंने इस किताब को उर्दू में 3 बार मैं पढ़ चुका हूँ. 3 times I've read this book. और सुरूरी बहुत है. You read the life of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, you want to come close to him. Now the ayat in regards to loving the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala in Surah Tawbah, verse number 9, verse number 24. رب نے ارشاد فرمایا قل إن كان آباؤكم وأبناؤكم وإخوانكم وأزواجكم وعشيرتكم وأموال اقترفتموها وتجارة تخشون كسادها ومساكن ترضونها أحب إليكم من الله ورسوله. رب نے ارشاد فرمایا, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that if your fathers, قل إن كان آباؤكم, your parents, then وأبناؤكم, and your children, وإخوانكم, and your brothers, and then Allah said وَعَشِيرَتُكُمْ, and your family, وَأَمْوَالٌ اقْتَرَفْتُمُوهَا, and the money that you earn, and then وَتِجَارَةٌ تَخْشَوْنَ كَسَادَهَا, and that tijara, that business that you fear of you losing it, وَمَسَاكِنُ تَرْضَوْنَهَا, and those houses which you live in, أَحَبَّ إِلَيْكُمْ مِنَ اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ, if you love all of them more than Allah and Rasul. अब ये सारी चीजें मैं गिनवाऊं, your children, your parents, your wife, your money, your businesses, if all of this you love more than Allah and Rasul, أَحَبَّ إِلَيْكُمْ مِنَ اللَّهِ وَرَسُولِهِ وَجِهَادٍ فِي سَبِيلِهِ, and you love it more than fighting in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, فَتَرَبَّصُوا, Allah said, then wait. حَتَّى يَأْتِيَ اللَّهُ بِأَمْرِهِ, until the hukm of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not come. This ayat is a proof. Is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is teaching us. If you claim to love the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, everything is secondary there. हर चीज बाद में, सबसे पहले हुजूर की इज्जत है. We need to be loving the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam more than anything in our lives. Now, for example, Imam Qadi Iyaz in his Ash-Shifa, it's a very famous book upon the rights of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He brings the narration of Bilal Habshi. You know, Azan di Medina mein, the first person to give Azan, Bilal Habshi radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu. He says that when Bilal Habshi was about to die, जब वो फोत होने लगे, his wife, she started to cry. वो रोने लगी कि मेरा शोहर फोत हो रहा है. Upon that, Bilal Habshi radhiyallahu ta'ala anhu, he said, why do you cry? why are you crying at this moment in time? Don't you worry. She said, because you're about to die. आप बहुत आने लगे. Bilal Habshi said, no, आज तो मेरी ईद का दिन है. Today is the day of Eid for me. And he said, today, inshallah, as soon as I die, I will meet my Mahbub. मैं महबूब से मिलूंगा. इससे मुझे तड़प थी to meet him. I will go and meet him today. Allah करे हमारे दिल में ऐसी मोहब्बत उतर जाए. That we want to earn to see the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Be like the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. अपने दिल में तड़प रखें कि या अल्लाह महबूब को ना देख सके जब कब्र में उतरे महबूब की आमद हो तो उसी वक्त हम सलात व सलाम पढ़े. अल्लाह करे हमें ऐसी मोहब्बत दिल में उतर जाए. काश तेरे दिल में उतर जाए मेरी बात. I wish everyone can have this yearn inside their heart that we love the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam like he should be loved. For example, another example I give you. Uhud. You've heard the war of Uhud? You've heard? When the battle of Uhud happened, a woman came running towards the battle of Uhud. She was going there and a person told her that your brother has died. She goes, I don't care. मुझे कोई परवाह नहीं, महबूब का बताओ. How is the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? She goes on further and someone tells her, your son has died. She goes, I don't bother. Tell me how the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is. Then she goes forward. Someone tells her, your father has died. She goes, I don't bother. Tell me how the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam is. Someone tells her, your uncle has died. She goes, I don't bother. Tell me about the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. As soon as she sees the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, कहती हैं, या रसूलल्लाह, आपको देख के सारे गम खत्म. As soon as I've seen you, all of my griefs, all of my problems are finished. Ya Rasulullah, you are the last. If I've seen you, every problem is secondary. Allah kare, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the tawfiq that we become like this. That we have that extreme love for the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Akhir mein, I've been asked this question 2-3 times this week. And Bhai Shamshad, he said to me, Imam Sahab, Qari Sahab, kal as सवाल का जवाब देना है जुम्मे के बीच. So I'm just going to answer that question. As you all know, our chairman Haji Ghulam Sulsai died on Tuesday morning. Allah Ta'ala उनकी बख्शिश मग़फ़िरत फरमाए. May Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala forgive Haji Sahab. May Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala raise the ranks of Haji Ghulam Sulsai. Ameen. Some people have been questioning, can we read the janaza of Haji Sahab whilst his body is in Pakistan? This is called, Urdu में कहते हैं गायबाना नमाज़ जनाजा पढ़ना. Reading the janaza of a person when the mayyit, the deceased, is not in front of you. Can we do this? The answer is no. हम ये नहीं कर सकते. We cannot do this. The only person and the only one who ever did this once in their life was the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He alayhi salatu wasalam did that once for the king Najashi. Once in his life. And this was the mu'jiza of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, that the narration says that Najashi, his body was brought in front of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and then he alayhi salatu wasalam read the namaz janaza. Is tarah hua. After that, none of the Sahaba, none of the companions ever did a namaz janaza where the deceased was not there. किसी भी sahabi ने कभी ये नहीं किया. So we over here, living over here, we cannot do that. Then second thing, and this is a normal rule, if the wali aqrab, wali means relative, aqrab means most closest. If the wali aqrab, the one who is the most closest, has read the namaz janaza, then you cannot repeat the funeral prayer again. We can't repeat it. And in Pakistan, Haji Sahab's sons, they've read the funeral prayer. We over here, we can't even repeat the namaz janaza because the namaz janaza of the most who are the most closest have read the namaz janaza. हम ये नहीं पढ़ सकते. तो हमें कैसा क्लेम समझ आ गई सबको, ठीक है? मगर हम इसाले सवाब करेंगे हाजी साहब को, बिल्कुल कसरत से करेंगे इंशाअल्लाह. अल्लाह ताला हाजी साहब के दर्जात को बुलंद फरमाए. अल्लाह ताला हाजी साहब के गुनाहों से अफ़्व दरगुज़र फरमाए. अल्लाह ताला हाजी साहब की जन्नत में आला मकाम अता फरमाए. आमीन. अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला accept all of the actions that he did in his life. Ameen. Wa alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Azan.
الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر الله أكبر أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدا رسول